Okay, 1768223, because I don't add well. How did I do? Not good or good?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I am here to give you a 2-minute warning that we are about to start, and I do have to warn everybody that we have 2 minutes. Wow, that's really bright. So we'll get started in about 2 minutes, y'all. If everyone wants to start taking their seats, we've got a wonderful evening ahead of us. We've got great meals planned. If you haven't had a chance to get a drink, we've got the bars up here, so come help yourself. I know most of you probably see dessert already on the table. I've already eaten mine. You all are welcome to do the same. I guess we're not supposed to until the end, but it's really a big piece of cake, so I started having a couple pieces now. So we'll give you about another minute, and then we'll get started. If you got a chance, we'll go start taking our seats. Thanks all. Hello, 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 hello. Woo. All right, I was told earlier that maybe the mic was a little bit off for the people in the back, so I'm going to give it another mic check. Can everybody hear me okay? Is everybody excited to be here? I know I am. Woohoo! Listen to that enthusiasm. Come on, y'all. Is everybody excited to be here? Woohoo! Fantastic. My wife is going to make fun of me for this evening for a long time, but I don't care. We're going to have fun. So y'all, thank you everybody for coming tonight. This is going to be a wonderful program. We are really excited to have you here. We hope that you think this stadium is beautiful as we think it is. We hope that you enjoyed the dinner. And we have got a lot more exciting and, really interesting guests that are about to speak. So instead of me blabbing on, because I will blab on and on and on, I'm going to introduce our MC for the night. Our MC is one of the new weekend news anchors for WSB TV2. It's Justin Wilfon, and Justin is going to take us through the ride that is our annual meeting. So enjoy it, have some fun. I'll be back up here a little bit later to give you guys kind of the boring part of the presentation, which is a review of our past year. But in the meantime, I'm going to invite Justin up to the stage to kick off our evening. Enjoy, everybody. Have a good time. Really, relax, take it easy, have a drink or a few. We'll make sure everybody gets home safe and sound. So have a great evening, and I'll be back to talk to you again in a little while.
Good evening. How is everyone? So good to see you. I am Justin Wilfon, not Justin Farmer. There can be some confusion around our station. But I am Justin Wilfon, the weekend anchor at Channel 2. I've been anchoring weekend evenings there for about 5 years. You all watch every single weekend, right? You're not watching football or Braves playoffs or anything like that. I'm sure you're always tuning in, and we appreciate it. This is my first time emceeing an event in about 2 years because of the pandemic. So most of all, it's just nice to see actual human beings back in a room, isn't it? That is definitely worth some applause. With that said, there's still a bit of a pandemic going on. So they want me to run through a few COVID protocols that we do have tonight. Masks are not required, but we do encourage you to wear them when you're not eating or drinking. When possible, try to keep your space if you can. And finally, there is some hand sanitizer all around the room so you can keep those hands clean as well. We've also got some general housekeeping. Please make sure your phones are on silent. Nobody wants to be the guy whose phone is going off during the middle of the show. Restrooms are located here on both sides of the lounge. And most importantly, as you can see, drinks are available on both sides of the stage here, so you know where to find those. Also, something very, very fancy, we're very high tech here tonight, on your table, you might notice a QR code, which will allow you actually to upload pictures from tonight's event to all of our social media channels, which you can then follow, of course, and like and promote on your favorite social media networks. So look for the QR code in the middle of your table. And finally, we want to give a shout out, because this is still 2021, to all of our virtual participants. Yes, we do have some folks watching online tonight. We've had an overwhelming response to the program. And since we've had to cap the number of in-person attendees due to social distancing, we've got a lot of people joining us virtually. Trust me, we will not disappoint. We'll keep those folks entertained as well. We do have a really fun event planned with an agenda that we hope will keep you interested. No falling asleep here tonight. You'll hear from a few folks, including Tim Mitchell. He's the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer for Delta Community Credit Union. Tim has also been the BBB Board Chair since 2018. And we already met Brian Catania. He is the President and CEO for the BBB, serving Metro Atlanta, Athens, and Northeast Georgia. And Brian has been with BBB since 2018 and is helping to ensure BBB continues to provide the highest level of support to businesses and the communities of North Georgia. In case you didn't know, the Better Business Bureau has been supporting North Georgia since 1952. It's been around a few weeks, and it has origins going all the way back to 1912. That's worth applauding as well, I think. Absolutely. Almost 110 years, if you got out your calculator there, of serving communities across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. As you certainly know as well, BBB's vision in North Georgia is to be the leader in reputation management and trust advocacy in our 47-county service area, a noble purpose that can only be accomplished through the extraordinary efforts of our accredited businesses and community partners, and one which we think is going to be very well represented throughout this entire event here tonight. And that brings me to perhaps the most exciting part of the evening. We're starting with a bang here because we have our keynote speaker for tonight, Mr. Rich McKay, the president and CEO of your hometown Falcons. I want to tell you a little bit about Rich here. He is the president and CEO of the Falcons. He's been a fixture, as you probably know, in the National Football League for more than 30 years, one of the league's most influential executives. McKay joined the Falcons way back in 2004, and during Rich's tenure, the Falcons have been to the playoffs 7 times, been to 3 NFC championship games, and of course, took part in Super Bowl 51. Rich was hired by owner and chairman Arthur Blank back in 2004 and served his first 4 years as the team's GM. He was promoted to president and chief executive officer in 2011, and he played a central role in the development, opening, and operation of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, in addition to his Falcons duties. He was the point person in the negotiation, development, and building of this beautiful stadium we're standing in, a process that began in earnest back in 2008. Working closely with Mr. Blank, as always, the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, and the Georgia World Congress Center Authority, Rich helped to secure approval and financing for Mercedes-Benz Stadium and created a true public-private partnership. And Rich and his wife, Taryn, have 2 sons. Hunter, a 2012 graduate of Samford University in Birmingham, who is now employed in the Sports Information Office at Kennesaw State University, and John, a 2015 graduate of the University of Southern California. He is the director of pro scouting for the Los Angeles Rams. Quite a family. And for that amazing introduction, I am expecting several exclusive interviews with Rich over the next few weeks. So please give a warm welcome to the Falcons president and CEO, Rich McKay.
We ready to go? Okay, good evening. Thank you. Welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I know you guys are eating. I know you're drinking. I tell you, please continue. Drink more than you eat, but enjoy yourself. Don't worry about, you're not going to bother me in the least. So we built the stadium for this event tonight. Literally, these are the type of events that we wanted to have. We wanted this to be a public asset. I'll take you through a lot of stuff about the stadium, but it was specifically with the idea that these would be the type of events we could host. So I hope you like the venue. You're in a very unique club. This is the Delta Club. This is what we call the Flood Club, because when we built this stadium, there was a few problems with the roof. You may have read about them. And it took us a little while to get the roof ready. And when we did, the roof was open. We had all the furniture for all the clubs. There are many clubs. All of them were in here, and all of them were ruined in a flood. So the boss was not happy. It was okay. We recovered from it, but it's a little better. So what I want to tell you about a little, first of all, is just with the Better Business Bureau. It's an entity built on trust, and what I want to take you through a little bit is our stadium and how we measure ourselves in the stadium. We measure ourselves by what we promised and what we delivered. So we told everybody that we were going to have big events. We've had the national championship, college football national championship. We've had the Super Bowl. We've had the MLS All-Star game. We had the MLS Cup. We had the Final Four. No, we didn't have the Final Four. We came really close. We were going to have the Final Four, and then that pandemic hit. So we will have the Final Four. I think we will have something called the World Cup. If we get the World Cup, it would be the largest event in Georgia since the Olympics. And it would probably be the largest event in Georgia, regardless of what happens for the next 20 years. So the World Cup means something to us, not just for this building, but for the Georgia World Congress Center and for all of Atlanta. So that is a huge event for us that we're trying to get. It'll be a 2026 event. That's what we're shooting for. So that's our hope. We said we would start an MLS franchise. That is Atlanta United. I can't give Darren Eales and all the people at Atlanta United enough credit. We knew that we could do a soccer franchise well. We didn't think we could do it that well. And he and his team, ridiculous job. Hopefully you guys have been to an Atlanta United game. Match, don't let me call it a game. It's a match, and hopefully you've seen it on the pitch. I'm still not sure what the hell the pitch is. I thought it was a field. So that's kind of what we said we would do. We said we'd be a public facility. This year, we were the largest vaccination site in the Southeast. We were doing vaccines for 155 straight days. And we poked in the arm over 300,000 vaccinations. So that was something we tried to do. We were an early voting site for the U.S. senatorial runoff. And we built the Home Depot backyard. And there'll be pictures that rotate through. That is the Home Depot backyard on those pictures. The beauty of that is the dome site. When we were doing the deal, we told the Congress Center, we want that site. That's our site. And we don't want to make money off that site. We want to make that a community asset and make it a true park, if you will. And that is what it's become. I think we're programming it about 200 days a year in park fashion. And then on game days, we use it as a parking lot for our crazy fans. And the crazy fan idea is, if you want to park in the Home Depot backyard, you got to prove to us that you tailgate. You got to prove to us that you've been with us a long time. I think we charge you $20 for the spot. We're not the Jerry Jones family. We're not looking to make a lot of money off parking, as we're not trying to on food and beverage. So that's what we said we would do, and I think we've done it. We said we'd be a catalyst for change on the West Side. We hopefully are doing that, but there's a lot of work to do. The West Side Futures Fund, I hope probably most of you don't even know what the West Side Park is. You may know. It's the old Bellwood, it's the quarry, and it's the site right across where Microsoft is going to build. Arthur just gave a huge grant to that park. It's a game changer, we think, for Atlanta, and that's part of what we're trying to do on the West Side. We were very clear to the city council and everybody else that building this stadium was not going to change the neighborhood. Not going to happen. A lot more is going to be required than that, and hopefully that is underway. That's our hope. So we tried to do what you do, which is measure ourselves by making sure that what we promised we could deliver. So that's kind of what we've done at Home Depot backyard. That's what we've done at the stadium, and that's what we're going to continue to do. What I would like to think is that in the end, this will be a catalyst for change on the West Side, and this will be, I love how they keep showing the picture of, was that like, what's that crazy show on NBC where they, everybody tries to be an athlete and acts like they can do these crazy obstacle course? Ninja Warrior, is that what it is? Yeah, well, that's what that was. I went out there to it and was very, very convinced that I could not get through the jumping. It's crazy difficult. But hopefully in the end, when you measure us, you look at us, we will deliver. And that's what our hope is. So tonight I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about a couple things that are important to me, and I think important to people that run businesses, which you do. And that's leadership. I get often asked, how do you model leadership? Who's the best you've ever been around? All that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about two people when it comes to leadership that I hope maybe you might not have heard of either one of them. I would think you may have heard of one of them, and that being Tony Dungy. So I'm going to start with my dad. My dad was a football coach. My dad coached at the University of Southern California, 16 years there. Then he was in Tampa, won 4 national championships. Fantastic leader. But he was an old school leader, right? He was the old command, control leader. And what I loved about him was he held you accountable, and it was important to him that you did what you said you were going to do. That said, Tony Dungy is the modern leader. And so when I was with him in Tampa, we hired him in Tampa, brought him in. If you guys get a chance to read a book about Tony, if you get a chance to see him on TV, if you get a chance to hear about him, whatever you do with Tony Dungy, you should do, because there just aren't very many people that lead the way he leads. He's about faith, he's about family, and he's about job. It's that order, and he never changes. At no time are you going to convince the coach that he should change that order. Faith is always going to come first, family is always going to come second, and his job's always going to come third. He was a fantastic leader, too, for one other thing he did, which was he never raised his voice, not once. but yet players felt really, really badly when they let him down because he was that leader. They knew he was going to do everything he had to do. The question was, were they going to be able to do what they needed to do? And he was excellent. And for us, he took a franchise that when I got there, we had lost, I think the Bucks had lost 10 games or more, 12 straight years. That's hard to do. It's hard to be that bad. And he is the single focus reason in our mind that got turned around. So if you get a chance to read about him, read about him. For me, leadership is pretty simple. I'm about example, engagement, and empowerment. To me, what leaders fail to do is realize that everything you do, every single moment, is an example to somebody else. Everything, the way you dress, the way you walk, your attitude, whatever it may be, everybody is looking at you as a leader to see what you're going to do. And it's important that you make sure you remember that. So this year in our first game, we lost quite badly to the Philadelphia Eagles, and we had to go into the office the next day. We have a new football coach, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith's dad is Fred Smith, founder, CEO of FedEx. So he's been around some successful people. And Arthur came in the next day. He had a smile on his face. He looked good. He felt good. And he really gave a positive attitude. I went up and told him, hey, that's really cool that you did that, because there's a lot of other people that are ready to shoot themselves because we lost 37 to whatever we lost. That is the idea behind, in my mind, what an example of a leader is. You've got to carry the day. In engagement, it's simply this. I'm an office walk the hall guy. I want to walk and talk to every single person. I want to see I want to say, how you doing? I want to know family names because in the end, those people really do want to engage. And if you sit up in your office, you shut the door, or you act like the big shot, shame on you. And then lastly, empowerment. In the end, just please, as a leader, as a business owner, empower your people to make the decisions and let them do it. Don't second guess them. Go in there. Doesn't mean they're going to get it right. Doesn't mean you can't have a discussion of why they're wrong, but don't be that person that says everything has to get through you. Oh, before we agree on this carpet, it's going to come all the way through you. So when you look at this building, if you don't like it, blame me. Don't blame Arthur Blank, because Arthur empowered us to do whatever we needed to do to make the building right. And we didn't bat 1,000, but we did okay. And part of why we did okay is we didn't have to get everything approved through him. So I'm example, I'm engagement, I'm empowerment. And I think empowerment might be the most important thing, because if you want to grow people in your business, you got to let them run the business. And so that's just a little something for me. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, DE&I. It's a topic everybody wants to talk about now. We should have been talking about it 20 years ago, but now we want to talk about it. I'm just going to give you one word, because it only works if you use this one word: intentional. It's the only word that matters to me. If it's not intentional, if you don't try to do it every day, if it's not important to you, it will not get done. So when we did our head coach and our GM searches, the number one thing we said is, let's not interview people we know. How about we just eliminate them? We know people, we know who they are. Let's interview people we don't know. And so that led us to, I think on the GM side, we interviewed 7 candidates, 6 of which were diverse. We didn't know any of them. And we hired one of them who was a fantastic candidate. I never heard of him. I didn't know he existed. And he worked for the enemy, which is really bad, which is the Saints. And I want to apologize to everybody for that. But that said, he was a fantastic candidate. We were intentional in saying, not that we have to hire a diverse candidate, but that we're going to hire from people we don't know, and that's going to lead us to a group of people to interview that are diverse. And I would just tell you, if you're not intentional about it, you will not accomplish it. And so when we went and hired Arthur Smith as our head coach, the first thing he did was say the same thing when it came to his coordinators. I don't want to hire all these people I know. So he used a similar process. I would just say to you, as a business owner, if you want DE&I to be part of your ethos and who you are, you got to more than write it down and more than have one meeting and say we're going to do it. You got to do it. So that's I don't want to preach on that, but I believe in it. My dad was somebody that played a famous football game back in 1970 where they went to Birmingham. to Legion Field to play the University of Alabama, and there were some purposes behind that game. They wanted to play that game. The University of Alabama obviously had no black athletes, no black football players, and we whooped their ass, and now they decided to have them the next year. So there was a purpose to that game, but that's all I say, intentional. So let me I'm going to ask, because there's no way in this forum you're going to ask me questions because we'll never hear the question. So I'm going to give you a couple. Stadium design. Why did we design the stadium that's got these 8 turns around and all that stuff? Simple. We designed it with the one word iconic. And if you look iconic up in the dictionary, it will have an equal sign expensive. So if you decide to design an iconic house, shame on you. It'll be very expensive. Football team. What we pride ourselves in our football team right now is we literally are getting better week by week. And I think you'll see us again this Sunday. We go on the road to play in Miami. We're 2-3. It's our chance to get back to 500. We will play a good football game because our team is getting better week by week. And that's what we want. What matters in the NFL is how you play in November and December. September and October are great. November and December matter. That's when real teams are made. So London, we just played in London. How was the experience? Phenomenal. The London experience, phenomenal. I went in 2014, awful. They're not recording this, right? So I can't say awful. It was challenging. The food, bad. The lodging, not so great. The practice field, you couldn't practice on it. Now the setup there is phenomenal. The stadium, Tottenham Stadium, was spectacular. If you got up at 9:30 and watched the game, you would have seen a national anthem that I know they've done a lot of great things at Super Bowls and all this. That national anthem they did in that game is the craziest, coolest thing I've ever seen. A woman at the top of the stadium strapped to her back singing the national anthem I've not quite seen before. So it was really cool. World Cup, Super Bowls, I told you we will get another Super Bowl. We're in the bid process now. Our object is to get one. And the World Cup, we need to get. It would be a great event for the state of Georgia, for the region, for Atlanta, for the Georgia World Congress Center. We are definitely on it. So that is our object. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a chance to win some things, right? Because I have always liked to win things. Now, the challenge in this room is going to be how am I going to call on you, but I'm going to find a way. So what I'm going to do, because I've got some things here. I got some Matt Ryan jerseys, and then I got some autographed books by Arthur Blank that he wrote last year called Good Company. So I got about 5 things I'm going to give out. So what I'm going to do is when I ask the question, you're going to raise your hand. I'm going to call on you. Okay? So you're going to answer the question but only if I call on you. If you're right, you get the prize. If you're wrong, you go home, no dinner. Okay? So it's a simple, so that way we can't get the BS person raising their hand saying, oh, I don't know. Okay? So it's going to be hard for me to see. So I'm not going to just try to call on you guys. I'm going to try to actually call on people that are back further. So first, simple question. What was the Falcons' first season? Wow, that's crazy. You were absolutely the first person. Yes. 19 what? That's correct. Okay, come on up. Okay. Okay, let's pull this out. Okay, and we'll give it to him. Okay. That's Matt Ryan. It's all yours. How we doing? You got it. I appreciate it. Yeah, you got it. Okay, who's got the book? Okay, give me this one. Okay, so this is a really cool book that Arthur wrote last year. Really tells a lot about the stadium, but it kind of goes into the Home Depot days and what the secret sauce in Home Depot is, which is pretty good sauce to know. I think the stock is about $350 a share. I wish I still had mine. I'm an idiot. Okay. Cannot answer the question again. You're out. You got your jersey. Okay, so this will be a tough question for most of you, but somebody's got to get it. What year did Arthur purchase the Falcons? Somebody's got to know this. Give it your best shot. It's all you're risking is dinner. It's not that. Yes, sir. What year? No, 91 is way early, like 11 years early. Okay, who else? Yes, sir. 2004 is 2 years late. Yes, sir. You're correct. Hey, and thank you guys for coming too. Appreciate it. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we're back to an Arthur Blank question. This is going to be this one will be even harder. If 2002 was hard, this is going to be really hard. Within $100 million, how much did he pay for the franchise? $100 million, how much did he pay for the franchise? How much? 500 million is within 100 million. He's correct. Okay, the actual answer is 545 million. I wouldn't want to say what it's worth today, but it's not 545 million. There you go, Doug. Take that. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. Well, okay, is this another one? Yeah, okay. I don't like this question at all, and I don't know why somebody wrote it down. Within $200 million, how much did this building cost? Okay. How much? Okay, he said 1.4 billion, and from a published standpoint, he's correct. So I'm going to give him the book. From an actual standpoint, he's way low. There's that. Thank you. Appreciate it, Doug. Here, take this too. Thank you. Okay, so my last question is for my last Matt Ryan signed jersey, right? So we gave one away. So we're going back to football. This is a really simple question. Any Falcon fan that's really a Falcon fan for a little while now is going to know the answer to this. I'm going to get this person will get in the Hall of Fame this year, I hope. So what number did Tommy Nobis wear for the Falcons? Yes, sir. What'd you say? 61. Real close, but no. Yes, sir. 60 is correct. 61? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice jersey. There you go, buddy. Yeah, thank you. Congrats. Appreciate it. All right, with that, I will let you get to dinner and move on. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the Better Business Bureau. I appreciate all you do. You make our lives better. And rise up, make sure we win this week. If we don't win, no dinner for you Sunday night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rich, for those inspiring words and for the prizes. I should have brought prizes, autographed pictures of Glenn Burns or something, but I failed you all miserably here tonight. I will say that I was actually here the day the roof got fixed. They took me to the very top of the stadium to see it open and close for the very first time. I can't say I recommend the climb to the top, but once you're up there, it's a pretty spectacular view. So thank you again to Rich. And now that we've heard from Rich tonight, let's move on to another exciting part of the night, the recognition and awards for our local small businesses, all of you. So I'm going to ask Brian Catania, the president and CEO of BBB, to join me once again on the stage to recognize some of these folks. Brian?
I heard that woohoo. That's okay. You're all, thank you. All right, y'all. So one of the things we want to do is take a couple minutes and thank and recognize some of our partners that have not only made this evening possible, but a lot of the work that the Better Business Bureau does. So the first is our board of directors. Our board of directors is a completely voluntary group. This is a group of people that has day jobs, but they're willing to commit their time to helping support the mission and vision of Better Business Bureau, and they really help us frame our strategy and our vision of how do we help support businesses, consumers, and the community at large. So we'll certainly thank these folks throughout the course of the evening, but as you can see, we have a group of about 20 people. They range from a whole different series of industries. We've got large companies, small companies, we've got telecommunications, we've got social networking, we've got marketing, we've got technology, we've got a lot of different backgrounds. So we try to keep a really diverse board so that we can represent most of the constituents that we have in North Georgia. We also want to take some time to recognize some of our accredited businesses that have been around for 30 years. I'd like to say congratulations to Weedman Remodeling and Renovation, North Fulton Pest Solutions, Cool Ray for all your cooling plumbing needs, and finally, Carey Paul Honda. These accredited businesses have been around for 30 plus years. So thank you to all of you for understanding what the value of Better Business Bureau is and being leaders in the community. I'd also like to say congratulations to our 40-year anniversary. So these are organizations that celebrated 40 years with Better Business Bureau this year. AC White Relocation. So if you're moving, there you go. Nissan Regal in Roswell. Congratulations. Circle A Fences. You got a dog, you want to put a fence up, there you go. And then Budget Rent-A-Cars, for any of your travel needs. These accredited businesses have all been around are celebrating their 40-year anniversary this year. So thank you and congratulations to all of you. And then finally, let's recognize 50 years. So these accredited businesses have been around for 50 years, which if I do my math correctly is 1971. Troutman Pepper, a law firm which is actually Troutman, Pepper, Hamilton, and Sanders. So I was told to make sure I get that right. So Chuck, hopefully I did that good. But Troutman, Pepper, Hamilton, and Sanders has been an accredited business for 50 years. And then Atlantic Relocation Systems. Again, since 1971, Atlantic Relocation Systems has been a part of the Better Business Bureau. And really, these are the types of organizations that we just believe mean so much to the North Georgia community. So thank you to all of you celebrating 30, 40, and 50 years. And to those accredited businesses that have been here a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, thank you just as much. I mean, you guys are really the backbone of our organization. You make us who we are and what we are. And I just want to say thank you to every accredited business that's both here tonight, that's joining us online in the virtual space, and has taken time to continue to support Better Business Bureau. I also want to acknowledge, since 1952, we've had a number of businesses: Atlanta Gas and Light, Haverty's Furniture, Capital Cadillac, the AJC, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Georgia Power, Coca-Cola, and Equifax have all been institutional members since 1952. And I don't mean members that should be in an institution. I mean institutional members that are really the original, we call them the OG. They're the OG organizations that have joined Better Business Bureau and continue to support us today. So a big, huge thank you to all of those organizations. Again, we couldn't be who we are without you, and hopefully we continue to provide you all great service. All right. And with that said, I think we're going to move into the next part of our presentation. And for that, I'm going to hand it back to Justin.
All right. I like these musical introductions I'm getting. We should try this on the news sometime. It might work out for us. We are not finished yet. A lot more to come here. Next, we'd like to announce the recipients of the 2021 Torch Awards for Ethics and the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Impact Awards. We'll start with the Torch Awards for Ethics. The BBB Torch Awards for Ethics was established back in 1998 to celebrate local businesses dedicated to building trust through ethical practices with their staff, community, marketing approach, and industry. But it's more than recognition for deserving businesses. It's also a way to raise the bar of ethics and trust building in the marketplace. And this award spotlights individuals and companies in North Georgia that represent praiseworthy ethical business practices in our market. And the winners are eligible to take part in the annual International Torch Awards for Ethics hosted by the International Association for Better Business Bureaus. So the first recipient is the runner-up for the 2021 Torch Awards for Ethics. I'll read a brief snippet here from their president and CEO. It says, "Our door is always open to our staff, customers, and stakeholders, whether to hear concerns, innovative new ideas, to get an update on how things are going, or just to chat. This creates a culture of idea exchange, transparency, and openness that is embodied at all staff levels and empowers the staff to continue to grow ethically and morally." And these principles are exactly what the Torch Awards for Ethics stands for. So it is my honor to present the runner-up recognition for 2021 to Briggs and Associates. And if Ms. Briggs could come on down. We want to take more pictures. We like pictures here. And while they're doing that, I can tell you that Briggs & Associates is led by owner and CEO Jennifer Briggs and an outstanding group of dedicated and hardworking individuals who are committed to providing a high level of services to people with disabilities. So congratulations, Jennifer and her team, on that outstanding recognition. And now, to present the winner for the 2021 Torch Awards for Ethics, let me read a brief clip from the company's application here. "Our training is detailed to create a connection between the We Care brand and the employee. After initial training, employees are required to take part in our weekly meetings to discuss every aspect of the firm. This keeps our team informed, but more importantly, connected and reminded of how we care for them as employees just as much as we care about our clients. We understand that our employees are the We Care brand. We don't believe in simply saying we care about showing our employees that we care for them. Many of our employees are given a chance to begin pursuing their dreams of careers in the legal field with our firm. We believe everyone, rich or poor, deserves quality legal care, just as we believe in creating career opportunities for young legal professionals. And this practice naturally supports our family-oriented culture as young legal professionals eager for training and mentorship opportunities that can be hard to find, but we are willing to do." So, an incredible sentiment and understanding of why this year's 2021 Torch Awards for Ethics winner is presented to Lamar Law Office. So, big congratulations to their representative with us tonight, Moshe Anthony, and the entire Lamar office team. And we have one quick announcement to make. Here we go.
So for the Lamar Law Office, as Rich was leaving, he was kind enough to say, we've told him about these awards and informed him of what it means to our company and what the Torch Awards are all about. So the Atlanta Falcons, for the winner of this year's Torch Awards, Lamar Law Office, have donated 4 suite tickets to the New Orleans Saints game on January 9th of last year. So you'll get 4 suite tickets from the courtesy of the Atlanta Falcons. So congratulations.
That is an important announcement. Thank you for breaking in with that one. Breaking news, as we would say back at the station. All right, now we move on to our next award, which is an inaugural award that presents its first ever recipient this year. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Impact Award celebrates businesses that lead by example and hold themselves and others accountable for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And this award seeks to honor outstanding organizations and individuals who go above and beyond to encourage equality across all areas of diversity, including age, disability, gender, sexual orientation, race, religion, and socioeconomic background. So this year's recipient is a familiar name, and you'll know why in a moment, but first, let me read one quick clip from their application as well. It says, "We are an employment agency specializing in assisting people with disabilities to find, secure, and maintain employment. People in service with us are people who traditionally have been deemed unable to work due to diagnosis of intellectual developmental disability, or people who live with chronic and persistent mental illness. Disability is an area of diversity that intersects all populations and an area where many in the general population still think it's still acceptable for people to be paid less, sheltered, institutionalized, and be thought of as less than. So for 33 years, we have been leading the charge in changing this community and businesses' perceptions of the workforce. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in recognizing and honoring the 2021 Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Impact Award winner, who was also the runner-up for the Torch Award for Ethics. It is Briggs & Associates. Big night. Haven't we all always wanted one of these big checks? Pretty cool, right? Well, congratulations again to all of this evening's winners. These awards certainly a testament to the high bar organizations associated with the BBB set. And every single member of the BBB family stands for trust, ethics, and integrity. And certainly we are so proud to call all of our 7,000 plus members family. All right, well, that was a lot of fun getting to recognize peers. One more round of applause for all of our winners tonight. And we also want to tell you the past few years, Better Business Bureau serving North Georgia has put a heavy emphasis on ensuring that its team is motivated and wants to come to work each and every day. Of course, that's been more difficult than ever for all of us, no matter which field you're in over these past 18 months. However, certainly the BBB incredibly proud to announce that for 2021, Atlanta Business Chronicle recognized BBB serving North Georgia as one of its 100 best places to work. How about that? That was Brian's favorite line of the night right there. He enjoyed that one. A major accomplishment. Congratulations, and certainly one that shows that BBB employees feel valued and respected in the work they do here to promote the mission and vision of the BBB. And hopefully, the pride translates into the services and experience to provide to our accredited businesses, consumers, and community partners. Congratulations to the entire BBB family here for achieving such a well-distinguished honor. So, before we move on, I'd like to bring Brian back to the stage one more time to present a special award, I'm told. Brian, we like special awards. More Saints tickets?
Don't set the bar too high. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll make this quick so that we can get to the interesting parts of the evening. Periodically, we go through a change of sort of strategic leadership in our organization. Our board chair is board chair for 3 years, and we lock it in at 3 years so that we get, new ingenuity of thought, and we get people who kind of cycle through and continue to bring new and fresh ideas. And it saddens me in some ways. I'm certainly excited about the new iteration of our leadership that will come in this year, but it also saddens me because the individual who I want to recognize right now is someone who helped hire me. So obviously I have a lot of, heartstrings for this individual, but it's also someone that has gone through a real metamorphosis of the Better Business Bureau. And a lot of the things that you see, a lot of the technology adaptation that we've made over the last few years has been because of his leadership and his guidance and his direction. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank Tim Mitchell, give him a special call out for being our board chair for the last 3 years. As we mentioned earlier, the board is a completely voluntary group. Tim's day job is with Delta Community Credit Union as the Senior Vice President of Technology, and he's obviously got a lot on his plate all the time. And the amount of time he's been willing to put into helping us, supporting us, negotiating our path forward has really been a testament to just how much he believes in Better Business Bureau, who and what we are. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Tim for his board chairship over the last 3 years. Everything he's obviously meant to me as a person and my growth and development, but also what he's meant to hopefully a lot of you, where you might not even see what he's done, but he's been behind a lot of the things that have happened over the course of the last 3 years. So Tim, thank you very much for everything you've done for us. We greatly appreciate it. We've got a real nice plaque for you. I'll be happy to give that to you, but Tim is very shy, so he's not going to want to do a lot of pump. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, Tim, but you're going to have to do it in front of everybody. So y'all, if you would, please join me in a round of applause for Tim Mitchell. Thank you so much, Tim.
And Brian and Tim, I think you can stay right here because that was certainly a lot of fun getting to recognize all of these folks tonight for their outstanding accomplishments. But now we're going to move on to the final part of our program tonight, which is the annual meeting of accredited businesses. So we want to bring Tim and Brian back to the stage one more time to kick off the meeting part of tonight's festivities. How's that food? It looks pretty good. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
All right, thank you all. So now we get to, well, you all will refer to it as the boring part of the evening, but it's our annual meeting of accredited businesses. So every year, we, as part of our bylaws, we give you kind of a readout of where we are. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. I don't have the wonderful voice of, Justin or Rich, but I'll do my best to entertain as we go through. And what we want to do is just give you guys some perspective on where the BBB has been this past year, where we're planning to go next year, and then talk a little bit about how we plan to get there with you all so that you better understand, the services and programs we offer and how to take advantage of this, of Better Business Bureau and your accreditation. So again, a quick agenda. We've already kind of talked through that. Let's talk about, there's a good chance I'm about to destroy this mic, so I'm going to walk a little bit because I like to walk and talk. Let's talk a little bit about the 2021 year in review. As most of you can imagine, we haven't had this meeting in a little over a year because of COVID and because of everything that's happened. So this is our first meeting in a while, and we love seeing everybody. So a big part of our past year has been spent working on culture. We really wanted to promote the right culture within our organization. And whether that means diversity, equity, and inclusion, or whether that means the programs and services that we offer to our accredited businesses or the services we offer to the community at large. We've spent a lot of the past year working on our culture and making sure that we have an adaptive culture, one that can, transform as times change. I have 3 kids, all under the age of 20. And if they've taught me one thing, they haven't taught me much, but if they've taught me one thing, it's that if I don't learn to be adaptive and I don't learn to change, that I'm going to be dead in the water. There's a good chance I'll wind up being dead in the water sooner or later. But for right now, we're going to do everything we can to change with the times and kind of make sure that we're offering you guys the services that you really need. Purpose. Our second real focus over the past 2 years has been our purpose. Why are we here for you? What are we here to do? What are we here to perform? And COVID really taught us a lot about what that was. It made us refocus our priorities, our strategic objectives around what do you all need? We introduced a lot of services like Building Trust in Trying Times, our web series that allowed us to provide access to small business owners who needed help, whether it was financially, whether it was access to tools and resources, training and education. I know a lot of us have talked about, PPP loans or EIDL loans. We were able to help support a lot of businesses because we put a lot of time and effort into what our purpose was supposed to be. And we knew that over the last 2 years, our purpose was not supposed to be trying to figure out how we get more and more accredited businesses. It was, how do we help the accredited businesses we already have? And how do we make sure that you guys get through this time as well as you possibly can. So we spend a lot of time on our purpose. We've also spent a lot of time on our programs and services. We've really tried to introduce things that are valuable to you, that are value add propositions to your business. We mentioned things like the building trust in trying times. We've done a lot of interviews with you all with regards to what do you find valuable? What do you need from us? What do you want from us? And we've tried to transform our business model to be able to ensure we can support all of those needs that you guys have. So we're really excited. You're going to see a lot of cool new programs and services coming out next year. And then finally, community engagement. That's been a really difficult one for us the past 3 years because with essentially communities shut down, it's not easy for us to be able to engage. So we've tried to find new ways to do that through virtual experience, becoming more adept at our social and digital footprint, making sure that we can meet you where you all are. If you're still out there, if you're still on rooftops, if you're still out doing electrical or general contracting, if you're still in a law office where you have to have people there, we're trying to figure out how to meet you where you are so that we don't inconvenience you, but we can continue to provide a level of support that you guys find valuable. So really, that was our past year. We've done a few more things than that, but you'd probably get bored if I went through too much of what we've done. So let's talk a little bit about where we've been the past year. We like to give a quick overview of our financials. It's a little bit on the small side, but we feel like in terms of transparency and disclosure, we want to make sure you guys see where our assets are coming from and where we're putting that money back into. We've got a very strong position which allows us to reinvest in our businesses. It allows us to put money back into the organization. It allows us to foster relationships like this one with Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You all come to this wonderful and beautiful event, and hopefully you're having a good time. But one of the things we want to do is we want to be able to offer things like this to you so that you guys can get more visibility, more engagement. You can use this to promote your businesses on social media. As we have these visitors, take a lot of pictures, y'all. Put them up on our social media. We'll repost them for you. We'll like them. We'll share them. And hopefully that will extrapolate your social media presence that much more. So we want to take a lot of the investments that we've got and we want to put more into making sure we help promote your all's businesses. If you look on the ledger side of the house, we had a net positive year. That's always a good thing. Our net income was positive, which once again allows us to invest in things like our user experience, the technology that we make available to all of you. Your business profiles. We hope you're taking advantage of your business profiles, updating them, putting your logo out there, adding pictures, designating if you're a minority-owned business, a woman-owned business. Those things all help us offer you products and services that help promote your business in whatever way you want to promote your business. So that's just a quick look at our 2021 financials or projected financials. We also like to call out a couple of performance highlights. If you look at, we picked 3 key performance highlights. And the reason we picked these is because it gives you all an idea of how much traffic is coming through our website and eventually winding up on your website or on your business profile. If you look at our total inquiries are down a little bit year over year, but that's because we had during COVID, we had exceptional uptake on our online presence. It was probably a 40% increase year over year at the peak of the pandemic, where we had people coming to bbb.org looking for businesses they could trust. So since then, we've seen a very small decline, but if you look at that, we're still seeing more than 450,000 inquiries per month. So what does that mean to you all? Because it's nice for us to relay that, but what does that really mean to you all? What that means is it means web traffic. It means we're seeing, if you look at visitors, the green line, we're having almost 500,000 visitors to our site a month. And when you talk about page views, which is how many times do those visitors look at your pages, we've got more than 1.25 million per month. So we've got a lot of people coming to our website to look for businesses. And that translates directly to you all. Talk to Crystal McPherson is our manager of customer experience. She's here with us tonight. Talk to her team, and get to understand how is this directly impacting your business? How many times is your business profile getting hit? How many people are coming to look for your business when they search for, whatever type of industry you work in? This is the kind of stuff that's really important. And this is the kind of stuff that's really tremendous value to your business as an accredited business with BBB. A couple more things. So now just a quick look at our 2022 growth plan. So obviously we've talked about where we've been, but equally important is where are we going? We're going to continue to focus on our culture. We kind of, like I talked about earlier, if I can't change or if we can't adapt, we can't stay current and we can't stay not only relevant, but we can't continue to lead in the space of reputation management. So we're going to continue to evaluate our culture, make sure it's where you all want us to be, and make sure we're promoting the things that you all want as our accredited businesses. We're evaluating the products and services we offer. Our industry, our entire marketplace is evolving, it's morphing, and we want to make sure that the products and services we offer to you are valuable and they're impactful to your business. If you're going to be an accredited business, we want you to be able to come to bbb.org and find services and programs that you can turn around and use, that whether it's to attract new business or whether it's to sustain your existing business, we're going to offer a complement of products and services that help you elevate your business more. Personalization, this is going to be hugely important. Tim and I have talked about this a lot, and we've shared it with the teams and our board, but personalization has to do a lot with our technology development and advancement. We want to make your experience with us very unique and very personal. We want you to come to us and be able to say, wow, they know me. I'm not just a number to them. I'm just not a name. They actually know who I am. They know what I do. They know the type of business I run, and they can give me help and support in the places I need it. Not just sort of a ubiquitous, well, here's a webinar that you can watch and maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. We want to be able to really hone in on the things your business needs and be able to provide you that value and that service through strict personalization. So we're going to use a lot of technology, a lot of data analytics, a lot of insights and development to make sure we can curate your experience so that it is one of a kind. And when you go into your business profile, you realize they know me. I'm not just an accredited business. They know who I am as an accredited business. And then finally, what's important to us all is brand recognition. The more we can promote the BBB brand, the more we can create penetration and engagement, the more people are going to see your businesses. And we know a lot of you are small businesses. You don't have huge marketing budgets. So we want to help be that support to you. We want to be able to promote your businesses. We want to be able to get recognition for your businesses as leaders in trust management, in reputation. You're the businesses we want to put out there so that people know that when they work with you, they can trust you and they can ensure they're going to get what they expect. So that's where we're going with 2022. We've got a really exciting year. We're going to reach out to you for a lot of different things. We're going to ask for your feedback. We're going to solicit your input. But hopefully, as the course of the year goes on, you're going to spend more time with us. You're going to get to know us better, and we're going to get to know you better. With regards to our board of directors nominations, we are currently at our board of directors capacity. We have 19 board members. We have 18 board members currently in place. We do have a vacancy with Coca-Cola. So we do go out and solicit board members from Coca-Cola. Their board member retired a few years ago. And with the pandemic, they've just been they haven't been able to get us a replacement. So that's the only board vacancy we currently have. The reason I introduced that and announced that is because we're not calling for nominations this year. We'll do nominations probably next year when we have a couple of board members retire and roll off. But this year, the only board member we'll look to replace is a Coca-Cola representative. So just so you guys are aware of where our board stands, that's what we're working on this year. And then just to finish off with the officers of our board for 2021, you all have heard me mention Tim is our board chair, so thank you again, Tim. Brennan Stewart is our immediate past chair. She was Tim's predecessor. We've got Mike Jones from the Home Depot, who's our first vice chair. Preston Hobson from WSB TV, who was kind enough to set us up with Justin tonight. and then Donna Beatty, who acts as our secretary and treasurer from Fraser and Dieter. So this is the group that forms what we call the executive committee, and they're really responsible for analyzing and interpreting what is our strategy and vision going forward. So a number of them here tonight. If you get a chance to meet them, say hi, introduce yourself. It's a great group of people to meet. You can see they're from a pretty diverse background, and they're all more than willing to talk with you and help you through things. And with that said, I'm going to pivot over to Tim for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Great job. So how's everybody doing tonight? Is this not an absolutely fantastic venue? Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, it's been a privilege to be on the board now for 8 years, and for the last several years to be the board chair and just see the amazing work and the accomplishments of this organization. You know, they are advocates in the community. They are advocates for you guys and our accredited businesses. And I'd just like to say a huge, huge thank you to the entire BBB staff. Thank you, guys. Yeah. And in particular, Brian, who's been leading this organization now over the past 3 years, you know, definitely during lots of trying times as we all been dealing with. Thank you so much again, Brian. And then I've also got to say thank you to all my other board colleagues. It's an absolutely fantastic set of people that we have that are part of the board. You know, you saw their names, you see the companies that they're associated with. And as Brian mentioned, it's a totally volunteer group. And just thank every one of you for all of your support and everything that you do. And I definitely have to give a huge shout out and thank you to Rich, president of the Falcons. It's just incredible to be here, hosted in this absolutely fantastic forum. You know, and I think as he was mentioning, the one word that they chose as they built this place, iconic could not be a better word. I think you guys would all agree. And hopefully the Falcons will be in the Super Bowl this year. And then last, I just want to thank all of you for coming tonight. I want to thank our accredited businesses. You know, you guys make such a huge difference in the lives of everybody in North Georgia, in Atlanta, with everything that you do and just the fantastic work, whether, you know, regardless of what type of business you're in. I think this is one of the greatest cities in the world. I was born and raised here. And I just think it's a fabulous community to be a part of. So give yourselves all a round of applause. And with that, I'm going to turn it over back to Justin. And thanks again, Justin, for being here. Brian wants to talk a little bit more. So.
Somewhere in that comment, there was a hidden dig at me about how much I like to talk, but I'm just going to pass right over that like he didn't even say it. Y'all, one thing I did want to do is I wanted to recognize a couple of folks that are here tonight. I'm not going to go through this entire list, but I did want to call out, Tim mentioned a handful of them already, thanking, you know, the Falcons and their stadium personnel. I did want to say thank you, a special thank you to our sponsors, and as well as those individuals that purchased tables. Our silver sponsor, which was our top sponsors this year, were DreamWorks Restoration Contractors and One Stop Taxes. So again, thank you guys. Thank you so much to DreamWorks Roofing. Thank you so much to One Stop Taxes. Thank you guys out there. It's so greatly appreciated. Those are our silver sponsors. And then our blue sponsors, which winds up being GPC. Again, thank you all. Thank you back there. We've got Bring the Crew. Bring the Crew unfortunately ran into some health issues today and they were not able to attend, so we missed them, but they were here in heart. Go For Locations, thank you all for being a sponsor back there. Thank you guys. 1819 Tattoo Company. If you ever need a good tattoo, they're right there for you. They're happy to talk to you at the end of the day. And then Trust Dale, a really valued partner of ours for the past couple of years. Dale Cardwell and his team, thank you all for all the support you've provided us. I'm going to go back here real quick and just call out a few others. You'll see on the bottom left, we've got a handful of tables. Those people that purchased tables tonight, thank you so much to Faithful Property Cleaners, Curiosity Check, Gen Essence, Penpoint Brokers, Reimagine General Contractors. Thank you. Wave out there. When you hear it, go crazy, y'all. I'll go crazy for you. Building Foundations Learning Academy, the Wig and Bundle Bar and Suites, BBAV Roofing. Woohoo! Go BBAV Roofing. Gravity Junction. I saw Charlotte and her team out there. Thank you all. And then Profiles Investigation and Information Services. I saw Craig and his team out there. Thank you guys. And then I do want to give a special thanks, Dream Room Venue Decor. They were the ones that did all the decorations for you tonight. So please give them a big round of applause. They made this as beautiful as it is. Bea and her team did a wonderful job of setting this up tonight. We couldn't have done it without them. So thank you, Bea. Thank you to all the Dream Room Venue and Decor team. Media, we want to thank Justin and WSB TV. Justin works with a counterpart named Donna Lampkin, who helped set all this up. Donna couldn't be here tonight, but we want to express a huge thanks to her. Thank you to Justin for helping to host this evening. So thank you, Justin. We also want to, again, trust Dale Cardwell. We've got Lee Cantor from Business Radio X. The reason we call out a lot of our media partners, y'all, is these are all folks that are eventually going to be able to hopefully help support you guys as well. So as we deal more with Lee and the team, he really wants to get out and do interviews with all of you and get to know all of you more so that he can include you on his Business Radio X talk. Maria Boynton from V103. Thank you, Maria. She's always been a great partner of ours. Daryl Killian from 1380 WAOK. Our media manager, Simone, works with Daryl pretty closely, so we've got a great relationship. And then Harry Samler, who was our keynote last year from CBS 46 News. Again, a great relationship with Harry and his team. Our legal representation, Ashley Hager and Chuck Palmer from Troutman Pepper. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for all the support you've always provided us. And then from a marketing perspective, David Hartnett from the Metro Atlanta Chamber. A lot of you probably work with the Metro Atlanta Chamber closely, so David is a part of their team, and we're really establishing a partnership with them. Heather Graham and Adam Kincaid from Trevelino Keller. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Heather and Adam are going to be our new marketing partners, and they're going to help promote a lot of what we do so that you all can be promoted a lot more. So you'll get to meet Heather and Adam hopefully tonight, if not tonight, in the future. If you haven't gotten to meet them, say hello to them, introduce yourselves, because eventually you're going to get to know Trevelino Keller much, much better. Jackie Chang and Tiffany Sithaphone from the NAAAP. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure if they were able to attend tonight, but they've been great partners. Jill Billow and Sheila Butler. They've helped us with a lot of the benefits that we've had. We're a smaller organization, so providing benefits to our group can be challenging sometimes, but they've really helped us navigate a very complicated landscape. So thank you, Jill and Sheila. Kelly and Kenny Ross from the City of Atlanta. We want to do a lot of work. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here tonight. We want to do a lot of work with the mayor's office. We want to help promote Better Business Bureau, but we also want to help promote a lot of the work that the mayor is doing to help make this city better. Kimberly Bland and Nicole Davis from Smith & Howard. If you're here tonight, thank you, Kimberly. I think she was going to be here, but they help us with a lot of our tax and accounting. Keeping us legal is really what they do. So thank you, Kimberly and Nicole. And then from a technology standpoint, we work with Jeremiah and Sam with SignNet Technologies. I know I saw them here earlier. They're looking dapper in their suits and they're looking all sorts of good. But Jeremiah and Sam have really helped us develop some of the technologies that you guys are going to get to use in the future that are going to improve every experience that we have. We've got a couple of special guests that I wanted to introduce. For those of you that don't remember Fred Ellsbury, but we all remember, he's trying to walk away. I saw him trying to walk away, so I caught him before he could go. The young gentleman standing up right in the middle of the room is my predecessor as the CEO of Better Business Bureau in North Georgia. So say hello to Fred, say thank you to Fred. He's really the one who created the foundation of everything we've built on in the last 3 years. Now he's coming and sitting back down because he's embarrassed that I called him out when he was leaving. But again, Fred was my mentor when I came on. He really helped me understand what the BBB is all about, who we are, what our mission and I came from AT&T where everything was about making a stakeholder happy. Fred really helped me understand that it's so much more than that. It's really about the mission and vision and the purpose of what we do. And then another one of my counterparts from Macon, Kelvin. Kelvin, his wife unfortunately wasn't able to make it, but Kelvin and his son Brennan are here. Kelvin Collins and Brennan Collins are here tonight. Kelvin is my counterpart who supports kind of the middle and south part of the state. So once again, if you guys have, property that runs into southern Georgia, Kelvin's your man. He's happy to help you. They've got a lot of really cool things they do down there. But Kelvin, thank you for being here tonight and appreciate it. And then y'all, you see, we've thanked a number of the Atlanta Falcons and Mercedes-Benz stadiums. We talked to Rich. Shelby, Gia, Kate, and Carolina have really helped pull all this together for us. So thank you. And then you heard Tim mention the BBB staff. Y'all, if you wouldn't mind, if you're part of the BBB staff and you're in here, would you please stand up? They're going to be shy and they're going to be embarrassed and they're going to refuse to do it, but I'm going to call them out. Most of them are back in the corner there. If you all would, please give them a round of applause. They set this beautiful evening up for everybody. They make a lot of what we do possible. Sunny over here and then the team in the back. But please talk to them, get to know them better. There are a lot of the folks who can help make your experience better. If you don't necessarily know what you have access to or what BBB can do for you, please talk to them. They are such a wonderful group of kind and caring people, and they want to help your businesses grow. Oh, she'll hate this. She doesn't know I put her up here. She's starting to take a bite of cake because she didn't know I was going to call her out. But my wife is here tonight, Marta. She doesn't always come to these events with me, but I would like to call her out and say thank you for always supporting us. God, she hated that. I'm going to get yelled at later, but it's totally worth it. So thank you to my loving spouse for being here tonight. And then, y'all, I am certain I'm forgetting somebody or someone. If I have, I am so sorry. We've thanked our board members for being here. If I have forgotten somebody, please, it's completely the fact that I'm losing my mind very quickly, and it is no slight to anybody. But thank you to everybody that's been our partner. Thank you to everybody that's helped us become who we are and what we're going to be. And hopefully you all continue to find value in who and what BBB is to you. Please come talk to me after the program, enjoy it. But I'd love to hear what you need from us, where you think we are, what we're doing well, but also what you need. I love to have those conversations. So with that, I believe that I've probably talked as much as you all want to hear me. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for attending. And I'm going to let Justin kind of close it up for us one last time. So thank you all. I'm going to let Justin bring us to a formal close.
Well, I've heard a rumor that there's a big baseball game in about an hour. Who is ready for tonight? And who thinks the Braves are going to the World Series tonight? I like the way you think. I think it's going to happen. Tonight's the night. Thank you so much for having me. As someone who has just tinkered with the idea of starting a business, what you all do seems extremely daunting. So I have a great deal of respect for what you all do. So thank you so much again for having me. We need to beat the traffic to watch that game. Go Braves. Thank you again.